Carlos Alcaraz arrived in South Korea to a level of attention that immediately highlighted his global status and his growing influence beyond traditional tennis markets. From the moment his flight landed, the atmosphere around his visit reflected the anticipation surrounding his upcoming exhibition match against Jannik Sinner. Large crowds gathered at the airport holding banners, wearing tour merchandise and chanting his name, creating a reception more commonly associated with major tournament finals than an exhibition event. Security presence was carefully organized as fans lined designated areas hoping for a brief glimpse or a photograph. Alcaraz acknowledged the welcome with composed gestures, staying calm while moving efficiently through the arrival process. His presence alone generated significant local media coverage, with multiple South Korean outlets broadcasting live updates and analyzing what his visit represents for tennis visibility in the region. This exhibition match had already attracted attention due to the rivalry between Alcaraz and Sinner, but the scale of the welcome transformed it into something larger. It became a statement about the sport's expanding footprint and the role of elite players in driving global engagement. Alcaraz's arrival symbolized that shift clearly. Following his airport reception, Alcaraz proceeded to his hotel, where fans once again gathered outside hoping for another opportunity to see him. Organizers maintained order while allowing limited interaction, creating a balance between accessibility and professionalism. The environment remained respectful, with fans expressing admiration rather than overwhelming excitement. Inside the hotel, preparations for the exhibition intensified. Team members coordinated schedules while Alcaraz focused on acclimatization and light recovery. Despite the long journey, there was no indication of fatigue affecting his approach. His schedule reflected precision, with rest periods, training windows and media commitments carefully planned. The significance of this exhibition lies not only in the matchup but in the context surrounding it. South Korea has increasingly invested in hosting high-profile sporting events, and bringing two of the most recognizable names in men's tennis reinforces that strategy. Alcaraz's reception demonstrated that the interest exists and continues to grow. Media sessions held shortly after arrival emphasized professionalism. Alcaraz addressed questions about his expectations for the exhibition, his impressions of South Korea, and the importance of playing in front of new audiences. His responses remained measured, highlighting appreciation for the welcome while reinforcing that the match would still be approached with competitive integrity. The build-up to the exhibition included open practice sessions where attendance exceeded expectations. Spectators filled the stands early, observing training routines closely. Alcaraz's movements on court drew attention not only for their technical quality but for the efficiency and intensity that define his style. Observers noted the disciplined structure of his practice session. Warm-up phases transitioned smoothly into controlled drills, emphasizing footwork, timing and baseline consistency. The session avoided unnecessary strain, reflecting an understanding that the exhibition, while competitive, also serves a broader promotional purpose. As anticipation grew, comparisons between Alcaraz and Sinner resurfaced across local and international media. Analysts discussed their contrasting styles, their previous encounters, and how this exhibition could offer insights despite its non-ranking status. The narrative centered on mutual respect and high-level performance rather than rivalry tension. The organizers emphasized fan engagement throughout the week. Community events, youth clinics, and promotional appearances were integrated into the schedule, allowing Alcaraz to connect with local tennis culture. These interactions reinforced his image as an ambassador for the sport beyond match results. Crowds responded positively to these appearances, with attendance surpassing projections. Young players in particular viewed the opportunity as inspirational, highlighting the influence elite athletes have on grassroots development. Alcaraz's presence elevated the profile of these initiatives substantially. As match day approached, security protocols intensified, reflecting the scale of interest. Ticket demand had reached capacity early, signaling that the exhibition had exceeded initial expectations. The venue prepared for a full house with additional staffing and logistical planning. From a competitive standpoint, Alcaraz maintained focus. Training intensity adjusted slightly as final preparations prioritized sharpness rather than volume. Coaches monitored workload carefully, ensuring readiness without overexertion. Public statements remained consistent, emphasizing respect for the event and for Sinner as an opponent. Alcaraz acknowledged the unique environment of playing in South Korea, noting the enthusiasm of the crowd as a motivating factor rather than a distraction. the exhibition itself was positioned as a showcase of modern tennis. Speed, athleticism and tactical variety were highlighted in promotional material appealing to both experienced fans and newcomers. Alcaraz's role within this presentation was central. Beyond the court, the economic impact of the event became evident. Hotel occupancy increased, merchandise sales rose, and local tourism benefited from the influx of visitors. Alcaraz's visit contributed directly to this momentum, reinforcing the commercial value of elite tennis exhibitions. International broadcasters also played a role, extending the reach of the event globally. Coverage emphasized the welcome reception as a visual marker of tennis expansion in Asia. Alcaraz featured prominently in these narratives, reflecting his marketability and recognition. The relationship between players and host countries is increasingly defined by such moments. Alcaraz's experience in South Korea illustrates how exhibitions can strengthen global connections while maintaining sporting credibility. As fans filled the venue hours before the match, the atmosphere remained orderly yet energetic. Chants, banners and national flags created a vibrant setting. Alcaraz's warm-up drew applause, signaling appreciation even before the first ball was struck. From a broader perspective, this visit represents more than a single exhibition. It underscores the direction tennis is moving toward: inclusivity, global presence and cultural exchange. Alcaraz's role within this movement continues to expand with each international appearance. For South Korea, hosting Alcaraz and Sinner marked a milestone. It validated investment in tennis infrastructure and demonstrated capacity to attract world-class talent. The reception Alcaraz received will likely influence future decisions regarding similar events. As the exhibition concluded, attention turned to its lasting impact. Fan feedback, media analysis and organizational assessments all pointed toward success. Alcaraz's contribution was widely acknowledged as central to that outcome. In summary, Carlos Alcaraz's massive welcome in South Korea ahead of the exhibition against Jannik Sinner reflected his status as one of the defining figures in modern tennis. The event showcased athletic excellence, global appeal and the evolving relationship between players and international audiences. For Lareum, this moment represents a clear example of how tennis continues to grow beyond traditional boundaries, driven by athletes capable of inspiring attention wherever they compete. Following the conclusion of the exhibition week, the response from fans and officials continued to underline the significance of Carlos Alcaraz's visit. Social media platforms in South Korea saw a noticeable increase in tennis-related content, with highlights, clips and behind-the-scenes moments circulating widely. Alcaraz featured prominently in trending topics, reinforcing his visibility in the region. Local tennis federations acknowledged the impact of the event publicly. Statements released after the match emphasized the value of hosting globally recognized players and the inspiration such occasions provide for young athletes. Alcaraz was cited as a role model whose professionalism and competitive approach left a strong impression beyond the court. In the days after the exhibition, Alcaraz participated in additional scheduled appearances, including brief promotional activities and controlled fan engagement sessions. These events were structured efficiently, allowing interaction while maintaining the athlete's recovery and preparation schedule. Observers noted the consistent organization and respectful atmosphere surrounding each appearance. Technical analysis of the exhibition match also gained attention. While the result itself carried no ranking consequence, analysts focused on patterns of play, shot selection and movement quality. Alcaraz's performance was viewed as sharp, controlled and adaptable, reflecting his ability to maintain a high standard regardless of context. The matchup against Jannik Sinner continued to be framed as one of the defining rivalries of the current generation. Even in an exhibition setting, the exchanges demonstrated the tactical depth and athletic level that characterized their encounters. Fans responded positively to the quality displayed, reinforcing confidence in future official meetings. From a scheduling perspective, the successful execution of this event strengthened the position of South Korea as a viable destination for future high-profile tennis exhibitions. Organizers highlighted operational efficiency, audience engagement and international exposure as key outcomes. Alcaraz's team evaluated the trip carefully, balancing travel demands with competitive readiness. Feedback indicated satisfaction with how the schedule was managed, allowing the player to remain physically prepared while fulfilling promotional obligations. Media coverage following the event shifted from arrival scenes to broader reflections on tennis globalization. Commentators cited Alcaraz's reception as evidence that the sport's appeal continues to expand when supported by strategic planning and athlete participation. Commercial partners also responded positively. Brand visibility during the event reached international audiences aligning with broader marketing objectives. Alcaraz's involvement enhanced